Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Good morning, curling fans, and welcome to the first round of the playoffs here at the Aly Jenkins Memorial Mixed Doubles Bonspiel. We're coming to you live from Martensville, Saskatchewan, to see a riveting match between Perret and Rios versus Koana and Aoki. This is round one of the playoffs, so keep your eyes tuned to all four sheets as we work our way through the day. My name's Gord Copthorne. I'm coming to you with Rory... Oh, I got your name all mixed up because I'm saying way too fast. Rory McCusker.
Nice. Nailed it.
On a Sunday morning, so I get a little bit of a freebie on that one. All right. So, what do you think of the matches this morning, Rory?
Well, this particular one, these could be the two best teams here. So it's always interesting to see a quarterfinal like that. Koana Aoki has won this a few times.
Excellent.
2 years ago, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago. This time, Tori Koana has brought her adorable little daughter, who she's posted a few pictures of with Arnold Asham's kind of mini broom. And they've also brought ice maker James Gordon a bunch of Japanese chocolate and candy, which it always goes a long way.
Okay, so they're using the cute factor and bribery to work things in their favor is what I'm hearing. Hey, anything for the win, right?
Those are two pretty good moves, I'd say.
We got a couple of other really good matches going on across the sheets as well. There's Walziak and Augustiniak versus Rameshlo and Dirksen. We got Gill and Hewitt, the experts out of Australia, playing Kim and Young, the Korean pair. And then, of course, the locals, Martin and Laycock, made it through, and they're playing Yi and Yu way over on sheet number 1. So again, everyone keep your eye on the scores. It's all on Curling Zone. I hope you have a great morning. Now, here's why I love mixed doubles. We are a whopping 4 rocks in, and it's already messy.
Yeah, that's a definite advantage of this game. Watching as a spectator. They've also come a long way, these athletes. When I first started doing mixed doubles, they would often forget whose shot it was, who had hammer, at what point in the end or game they were in, and it made it kind of like tough to watch. But mixed doubles has been around for 8 or 9 years now. So
Yes.
they really developed through a lot of those kind of confusing points, and the athletes have gotten a lot better at understanding this game as its own curling discipline.
Yes, the subtleties of this versus 4-man are becoming legitimized. Not what was the rule on that again? What was the 4-guard rule? What was the 5-guard? When can I hit something?
Exactly.
Yes, they've come a long way that way. All right, so just organizing in my brain what's going on here. So yellow's shooting. Let me see here. So red has nope. Ticker at the bottom's not keeping up. Who's got hammer?
Yeah, scoreboard operator has not been paying very much attention to the rocks remaining.
Let's see. There's 3 reds and 3 yellows in the house. Yellow's at the back. Team with hammer always gets the rock at the back of the house. So that means Koana and Aoki have hammer. So they got a little bit. Also assuming that the colors on the bottom are set up. Let me see here. Yellow is Perret and Rios. Okay. So they're playing some cleanup. We're really on the ball this morning, but that's all good. So Perret and Rios is throwing yellow stones. Koana and Aoki are throwing red. They were trying to clean up the red one. They were a little narrow. Advantage Japan in this moment, that's for sure. The one thing really working in their favor is that red-yellow frozen pair is almost aimed at the button. So that's a get-out-of-jail-free cleanup pair if necessary. So they're looking to move that red one partially underneath all of that top of the button to sit 2. And thank you, Roy, for quickly cleaning up the bottom there.
Yeah, always tinkering away. But at Sunday, we've got things mostly figured out. This is one of our best facilities. James Gordon was one of the early adopters of Curling Stadium. So we would have had cameras in this rink, longer than almost anywhere else. So he's really got things optimized here.
Great shout out to the wonderful town of Martensville and their support of curling. It's always good to have a champion in the facility. That's the way you see it quite often. So this tap is a hair on the wide side. Didn't quite get where they wanted to. Sitting 1-3. Lots of red around. That other red is kind of playing an ugly guard. Made that port a bit trickier.
Yeah, just tapping that red a little bit ended up being a good thing. So getting that half buried wasn't exactly what they wanted, but it definitely improved the situation here. It's going to be tough for yellow to score no matter what.
Chopped off that red-yellow raise, made a tiny little port. So the world of take 1, red's looking pretty good here. All right, so Rios is looking to throw this one through that not very large port and get at least one red one moving. It's got to be close.
Yeah,
Okay,
there we
got
go.
rid of the sneaky guard and the top one and the backing. And left 3 yellows looking pretty solid. Now, how do you remove some yellow, protect your red, and possibly sit 2? That's kind of what they're thinking here.
Yeah, the angles are now really good. So the yellow backer is now gone, so that red can go flying on the next shot. The double on the yellows jams into the red, so a good rearrange there. Might be forced to play something soft and keep some yellows in play at this point.
And your statement right there is my favorite. In mixed doubles, you tend to either do soft weight board hack kind of hits or smash the hell out of it. I think that double just flat jams, so there's no reason to wail on this. So a controlled weight makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, if you can keep your shooter sort of biting top 4 there, your risk of giving up 2 is kind of lower. They will have a crack at your red in the back of the button almost no matter what, though.
It's going to be hard to take it all away. If you could remove this middle yellow, nudge the other center line yellow over even just an inch to change that line up a hair, then you'd be leaving them with less options. All right, let's see what Aoki has here. We're looking for probably in the range of 11.5. Just rearrange all the rocks. Make better angles. All right, he jumps up quickly. They're one of the teams that likes to sweep their own rock. That's totally a fair option for any team. It's got to be close. Ooh. That was an unforeseen outcome.
Yeah, I kind of saw that coming, Gord. I think it's okay. It's going to be tough to give up 2 because now on the next one, there's going to be some face of some yellow that you can either draw to or hit. Yellow's going to have to make a perfect freeze here to hide them both.
Yeah, freeze your own, just a little bit of a line. To your point, it's going to be hard not to. I should phrase that differently. It should be pretty easy to get a yellow out no matter what. But it did go from a juicy looking steel chance to how do we only give up 2?
Yeah. Very true.
That red, yellow, red may come in handy. All right. So this is Perret throwing what's probably meant to probably meant to be.
I must have got hammer
I
wrong
was
here.
gonna say I think this is last shot all of a sudden. So we're going for blocking this one down for just a nice little sneaky draw for 2. Well done. All right. We're going to get our brains on straight in this break, and that's a nice pick of 2 for Perret and Rios. We'll come back in a minute.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Welcome back, curling fans. This is the Sunday morning quarterfinal match between Perret and Rios, Koana and Aoki. We're coming to you live on Curling Stadium, part of the Curling Zone collection. My name is Gord. I'm here with Rory, and we just witnessed a very exciting first end where Perret and Rios took 2 with hammer.
Yeah, not that the scoreboard operator knew what was going on or anything, but that is how it be.
The color guy can't count to 5 others, so we're doing good on a foggy Sunday morning. All right, so we've opened up with a brilliant freeze.
It makes me almost question Koana and Aoki's last shot there. If that was their very last shot and they kind of put a yellow in the button area for the opponent, I wonder if there wasn't anything else they could have done.
Or they were trying to get it thinner. Like I said, I was actually shocked that that yellow spun in so cutely frozen on the back one. But yes, I probably would have chosen a slightly different shot as well. Maybe even just a draw
at the end of the
round,
day, they took away a run back for 3, so I guess that's a little bit of damage mitigation.
All right, well, here's a bit of a mistake to start the second end. Koana and Aoki are kind of shaking the nerves a bit for the previous champions. Perret and Rios should certainly do their darndest to capitalize. A fun little fact for people, when you see that much of a disparity between the first 2 rocks, my unofficial numbers are about a 65% chance of the team that threw the first rock better winning the end. So significant early advantage to yellow.
Yeah, I guess you have just that much less time than 4-person curling to reverse that situation.
It's funny because when you can't hit for the first few rocks, you end up needing 2 really good outplays back to counter it. Like, it's not a one-shot saves you other than a super Hail Mary run back. So it's just, like you said, you run a rock so fast because you need 2 to get ownership of the button back. So you can see them already getting into chasing mode and thinking, we got to clean up the front to have a hope this end. It does make you wonder if that little red nibbler might somehow become helpful. Don't see those too often, but if they're already going to open the end up. So they went and stood and talked to the guards a lot. Would you go after a guard this early?
I mean, I don't even think there's a shot really to get shot stone. I guess a really delicate outturn tap, but
Well, I'm just wondering if you throw one or two more rocks in there as a setup so that the run back hits yours into theirs kind of a thing. Because right now you've got them cleaning yellow guards possibly into a yellow rock in the house. But maybe this is just a straight peel.
yeah, I'd definitely be trying to get rid of both of those if you're going for any of them.
All right, let's see what we got.
Resetting a guard with a single sweeper.
Wheel!
Yeah.
Oh, there's that downside.
Worst of both worlds there.
Quarter of an inch from a brilliant run back pick, but instead you've left a center guard, yellow shot, and they're now shooting. That unfortunately falls in the bad bucket because that accomplished nothing for you.
I mean, yeah, the guard is now red, but it's overlapped, can't run it back. Yeah, it's an ugly situation for sure. What I was saying there, Gord, is in mixed doubles, there's only one sweeper, and they're only really sweeping it for 2/3 of the way anyway. To reset a guard on curly ice like this, to guard one specific rock in the rings, is very difficult.
I won't argue with you on that.
So if you can kind of get into that peel, replace stance, the replacer has the much harder task. So you're looking pretty good if you make them replace a single guard 2 or 3 times. So they're going to give you half a rock on one of them. Didn't give them anything there, though. That's pretty darn good.
Now, here's an interesting one. Would you have preferred to be in second shot, frozen to your own, or do you like the separation making hitting harder?
If they had a clear run back, separation's probably good. But since those are overlap, Gore, I guess you may as well be right down in there.
That was my gut feeling. Freeze your own, nose, basically. Even a short tap, lock your back yellow onto the red. Still a decent shot, but they definitely had a better opportunity.
Yeah, for stealing one, they're looking pretty good. There's a chance to raise the chips, though, for sure.
But there's something to be said about cementing your one as opposed to dialing up the aggression. Sometimes that blows up. And, as Chiyu said, they are playing a very accomplished mixed doubles pair, so maybe there was a bit of a tip of the hat there. Certainly the safe way to miss that was light as opposed to crashing into the back ones. All right, so they were still looking at the guards. I assume they're thinking, how do we get rid of all of them?
Yeah, and Tori can throw the big one, too.
Certainly no shortage of weight coming down on that. Ooh, that's a sneaky way to do it.
That was about as good as you could do, I think.
I'm not sure that's exactly how they called it, but that was a great outcome. No guards, and you broke up that line of yellows. Still not a gimme that they're going to score, but...
I think that was what they wanted with that out turn. They knew they'd get the thinner angle. Kind of spin into their own red and send it forward. I don't know if they knew exactly what direction it was going to go, but really good results. 4 rocks moved. 5 rocks
Absolutely.
moved.
All right, now freeze your own. Put a guard. Wrap a quarter rock around that high red one. There's a lot of choices here.
It really changed things around. It's tough to see hitting that top red being a good thing.
I also don't see a lot of value in a guard because that yellow double to sit 4 is looking awfully attractive.
Yeah, all of a sudden that biting red comes into play.
That was a phenomenal shot.
Those yellows are quite doubleable as it stands right now. You got to change something.
I kind of almost picture just a piece buried under that red, biting top 4. So if they make the double, you have a fairly straightforward short tap to get rid of the red from the double. It's kind of what I'm picturing. What would you throw here?
And I think you got to come top 4 and hope there's no triple.
Do you come with the in turn or the out turn? That's what I'm kind of getting at. Do you bite? Because I suppose if you bite the left side as we're looking at it over there, then it takes a lot of the double away. But if they make the double, you're going to have a real hard time getting at it. To your point, I can't see much success in removing reds. That would be a temptation. Get rid of a red and sit 1, 2, 4.
Well, they're gonna have some kind of double no matter what, you'd think. So I gotta think like half top 4 on the out turn side makes both doubles tougher. Half top 4 on the in turn side, the
reason I like that one is it makes it more playable for you on the next one if they make the double and they're sitting 2/3 buried.
That back double's pretty flat, but I think it is there.
Anyways, suffice to say, I think you need to bite the top 4 here.
Yeah, this end really flipped on Perret Rios.
All right, okay. So they settled on agree with Rory, out turn bite 4. There will be some kind of a double left available. Martin trying to walk this one, just got to get it by. Ooh.
Okay.
Well,
and the 8 foot.
They're out counting 2 reds. They took the flat double away. It doesn't scream purple to me.
Wow, Tori drawing up an absolutely ideal scenario where they kind of whisker tick the top one. I don't know if all that work is necessary, Gord.
You're going to go straight back with the red. Move 1, maybe 2 yellows, but leave a really obvious short yellow tap. I'm not sure I love this.
I saw her signaling at getting kind of like 2/3 of the top red and just ticking the yellow that Martin just threw.
Oof, that would be a bit audacious. But yeah, kind of like the last one, make the secondary spin work in your favor. Well, they're definitely hitting the middle one. They're not doing it light.
She kind of turned it over. Gone before she even threw it.
Plan change.
Yeah, that's not her best throw. You could see that curl instantly after she let it go.
The only upside, well, I suppose 2 upsides, 1 less yellow and nothing in the middle. That is one thing you can hang a hat on.
Yeah, and I guess a more natural double now down the middle. I guess it's pretty thin now. Weird little stuff.
Yeah. For the brilliance of the last one, they didn't so much on that one. All right, so in the world of forcing them one, there's a lot of good options here. In the world of trying to steal one, you kind of have to just freeze to your own and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, if you could just place these stones, I would almost like just tap that back button one about 2 feet, no triple.
Yeah,
you're occupying the tee line. They have to hit and stick.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, putting it right where he put his last one isn't the worst either. Kind of like the 1 foot to the right of the center line on the 8 foot.
They have a hard double for 1. I'm not sure why they're so fixated on those 2 reds up there. Unless they're thinking we need to get rid of them so they can't count, but
I think they're just making sure that you can't slam them and just make everything naturally, which I don't think you can. Those yellows would have to get that yellow would have to go so sideways and then not jam. Yeah, I think they're just doing their due diligence, making sure they're not leaving them an angle.
In my eyes, those reds go yellow into the back red, so I'd be okay with that. I'm in the same vein as you. Some draw, center line-ish, anywhere between top 8 and to your own.
Yeah, it's more of a line shot than anything on this one. You're just taking away the double. And not leaving a triple.
Well, this is not a draw. I think we can agree that's not draw weight.
Yeah, they did not like those reds up top.
Okay, well, they saw the stuff that I thought would happen, but they ended up leaving an absolute delight hit for 2.
That's a total head scratcher, Gord. No words.
Wild defense. Somehow they were giving them credit for a magical triple for 4. I don't know. That one's.
So let's say everything went perfectly for Koana Aoki on that kind of stuff that they were fearing. That's only for 2 anyway. Maybe 3 if you somehow keep everything in bounds. Yeah, I don't know. They might want to watch that one back.
Yeah, that's a good coachable moment. For us, we'll just call that unclear. And now we have a wide open hit for 2 for Go Aoki.
So sometimes we all get like tunnel vision or some weird ideas in our head skipping 4-person curling. Usually there's 3 other people to kind of catch you and make a different suggestion. Sometimes when it's just 2 of you, you get in a zone and, all of a sudden you're throwing the rock.
I will say I watch a lot of body language when I'm helping teams out in this because you can't hear them, so you got to interpret a lot. And my spidey senses were that they were really fixated on that red pair, so I'll agree with you there. All right, well, after 2, it's a tie game. We'll be back in a minute.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Hello again, curling fans, and welcome to Martensville, Saskatchewan, quarterfinal match at the Aly Jenkins Memorial Mixed Doubles Bonspiel. We've got 2 ends in the bag. It's 2-2 in kind of a roller coaster match. What's your thoughts so far, Rory?
Yeah, roller coaster's right. We've had 2 really interesting in-house scenarios to watch so far. That last end. The kind of fixation that Perret Rios had on that outside, what we thought was irrelevant. Feels like they threw a stone away and really wasted an opportunity. But, tie game anyhow.
If that was their goal. If their goal was definitely no worse than tied, they succeeded.
Opening stone's kind of where they wanted them to be. So we've already got our nice little 4-foot mess.
And this is what I tend to call mixed doubles. A battle of angles. Taps, clunks, and angle management for usually the first 4 to 5 thrown rocks. So this is a more typical setup, I agree. So now they're just going to go in there and jiggle things a little bit more. Tori with the gentle outturn. Considering she threw, 3 peel weights last end, it's a bit of a reset. Looks like she's a hair heavy on this one. Well, we're going to get some rearranging.
Wow, really lucky that grinded in there.
You don't typically freeze your own, but hey, that's a lot better than where it was looking like it was going. So now, Perret and Rios have hammer. So generally speaking, people with hammer want the rocks spread out a little bit. So I'm kind of picturing enough to unlock those back 2 and maybe roll a bit off. What are you thinking?
Well, it's the more on the high side you hit this, the more it sticks in the middle. So you got to make a decision. Are you going to prioritize the shooter rolling to the wing, or are you going to prioritize kicking the red out? I think you got to get as close to nose to this as possible, just for the sake of getting that red out of a relevant position.
I won't disagree.
Although normally with hammer, you're right. The bigger mess in the middle, the higher chance your opponent can make one good shot to take your end away.
Now this is walking over really good. So they're on your camp. What do we got? Hey, that's very high side. So we kind of accomplished half of both of our plans. Got the back one unlocked and popped the red one just a little bit to the left as we see it.
Yeah, it was a nice shot, and they're pretty lucky they didn't take the yellow first, or else that shooter would have had some outward momentum. So now they get to keep both their yellows right in the top of the button, really controlling stones. It's a good situation for Perret and Rios.
Is there a way to get both those yellows out here? I don't know. I don't think so. I think you have to get to the inside of the yellow to get them both moving.
I don't think so either. I think if you hammer the one that Martin just threw, it might spin up and sort of out of the forefoot or to the side of the forefoot. But, yeah, I don't think you have a choice. You got to move something.
So how about this? Do you play this to just get the one yellow into the back 8 and leave your red kind of nose-ish frozen?
Yeah, I'm not sure it would ever kick that hard, but yeah, shooter on top is not the worst. Well, here we go. She's beat me out of the hack.
There she goes. Okay, we're certainly moving a yellow. Not quite the action that they were looking for. Getting the yellow out of the forefoot would have been ideal.
Yeah, I think Perret and Rios can cash this all in right now if they want to. Gord, I think you nose that top red. All 3 reds leave at least the relevant scoring area.
You're certainly not wrong. This is going to be... you might lose a yellow because that middle yellow will catch on the other yellow. So it's looking like you're going to be sitting 3 yellows to no reds here in a second if you throw this queen.
Yeah, I might catch the back yellow on the way out, but that one was never really scoring anyway, so.
With hammer, you'd happily be sitting 2 yellows to no reds right now. All right. So this is Martin Rios coming in with the outturn. Hopping up to manage his own. Waiting for that late break we've been seeing. It's really close. 1, 2. All right.
Yeah.
2 reds out of the play, and the third one is rather irrelevant to your words, which I quite like. So basically, you're sitting 3 nice yellows to 1 useless red.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think you're beyond the point of cleaning up here for Koana and Aoki. It's all about sneaking one into a tough to remove spot. There's going to have to be some kind of freeze or something that gets them out of the end. I think they have one more chance to hit, but this is a big one brewing for Perret and Rios.
This has a similar feel to that 3 in a row they played in the first end and kicked them into the can. So let's see. They're looking at that would be, I don't see triple there. That middle one should stay no matter what. Unless, that'd be hard to get a triple.
Unless they cut it right over the top. Like,
yep.
You need a boatload of weight.
That would be a ballsy shot. Hit 2 inches of the front one with peel.
Yeah.
You could play the middle yellow as we see it and roll, but then it's a pretty short yellow run back.
Yeah, I mean, what I'd be looking at is making just the straight double on the one on the T line and the back yellow, leaving your red kind of snuggled over towards the frozen scenario. So if they ever wanted to roll inside, it would jam. That seems like a kind of more realistic, makeable shot. This one's the dream shot for sure, and if they make it, it's going to be fantastic.
Well, they've been playing these and getting reasonable outcomes. Sweeping early, though. Sweeping early. Woo! Well, that's 2 yellows in the corner. And evens the count rock in the house. 2 reds, 2 yellows. But yellow's sitting 2 and has shot next shot. So I'm not going to call that an improvement.
That's a big sweep from Go Aoki. He was on that from the very get-go, backed it up to get it around the guard. It's huge. Wrecking the guard there, not a good outcome.
So we're looking bite top 4, making the Colleen Jones Christmas tree, I'm assuming here. Now the one magic bullet left is that sideways red tap to the can. So no matter where Martin puts this, you gotta make sure you at least have something you can play with.
A lot of good spots for this rock. It's this is not a very specific shot. I think you just got to be lying something above the tee line.
That's a great shot. That's a great shot. It also takes most of the red tap away. You could push it to the back of the button, but you've got lots of yellow promotions. Kind of looking like Aoki's going to have to throw a Hail Mary freeze here.
Yeah, it's all about not giving up 3 right now. So if he freezes that one, if you make it perfect, you get second shot. And there won't be a really easy way to get rid of it.
Even if you don't throw it perfectly, it could be hard to get a second yellow in there. Like even if you were slightly outside frozen and maybe on the measure you are sitting 3rd, it's hard for Perret and Rios to get another one in there. So as long as you freeze it well enough that you can't just smash it. Because unfortunately that hitting rock would probably be still the 3rd point. Anyways, to your point, this has to be a really well thrown freeze.
Yeah, it's got to get there. You can't tap it too far. You can't leave it short. There's only one way to make it.
All right, this could be for all the money. Throw an intern, draw a freeze. Aoki on the throw, Koana on the sweep. Just keeping it clean, so it's got to be close. Oh, Go is saying, let me in here. Got to hold the line.
Go for it.
Don't
want to clack the top one. Nice sweep. Just barely gets there. I think it's second shot guard.
I would say it's second. So that brings us up to looking at that angle slash. But you'd be hard pressed to keep the yellow. So this is a slash for 2.
Oh,
if you do it just right, you can keep the yellow. But if you get it anywhere high, it'll spin down. And I'm not sure where the red shooter is going to stay.
I think it's just high enough in the forefoot that it plants pretty good. You're right, it will spin, but you just got to manage your weight here. Don't throw any more than normal.
Because that red one could also spin down into the forefoot. You could actually get a double. There you go. Red into the yellow, into the red, bounce back outward, hit the other red as it's spinning down beside it for 3. How's that sound?
I think as long as you get the top yellow as thin as possible, that red should spin out. But yeah, you're right. If you square it, then the running red might end up counting here.
Lots of possibility here. Suffice to say, we're looking for a slash run back takeout stick for 3. If we want to make up words for fun.
Some fun shots so far this morning, Gord. Really
It's
interesting.
certainly exciting. I agree completely. Yeah. All right, Jenny on the throw. Last rock here, the third end. Looking for a hard to call, made up shots. Normal weight, angle, run back, stick it for 3.
Looks pretty good. Oh, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Nicely made. 2 reds in the corner, 3 on the board. Call it as they made it. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of...
Welcome back, everybody. This is going in end number... Whoa, what do we got going on here? All right, never mind, a bit of a camera glitch there. All right, end number 4, setting up beautifully again with the tap freeze by Jenny Perret. And I don't even know what to say. This has been a game full of excitement. Hopefully it keeps going.
Oh, absolutely. This super studyable moments so far. Like a lot of interesting situations to react to. Like we've been critical of a few calls, but really credit to these teams. These have been some sticky scenarios. Whoever's had the advantage in the first half of the end, often that's been flipped. And by the end, they're playing quite desperately.
It is the kind of game a coach might put on a board and tell their team to watch, because it's been lots of choices. Ooh, that didn't work out very well at all.
Yeah, it's the ultimate sin, coming deep and leaving a pocket. Especially when you have hammer, it's not what you're looking for.
That's a little kiss of death freeze. So now that red doesn't need to go anywhere for a while. So you're looking to get on the inside of that red one so that anything hit, red goes, yellow stays. The back yellow is protected. So any single shot could be 0 or 120 score. Like, it's wildly goofy misses and phenomenal shots. This one's walking over nicely.
Oh, nice spot.
Now, Koana and Aoki are like, these angles suck. How do we make this better? You could technically hit that yellow one, but
yeah, tie game is different than this scenario as well. Down 3. You can't just peel the guard or run the guard and play defensively and hope you have a chance for one. It's you already are in got to score multiples zone.
You could just plunk that yellow enough to move rocks around. Wouldn't be terrible if you pushed the red one, call it back 8. Then red would be frozen on the yellow, aimed at the other yellow. So that would be, yeah, just kind of there with like backline hack. What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's gonna leave yellow line 2 undercover, and the rest of the end is gonna be a battle just to get access to it. So that's the only downside to that. But I guess I don't see what else you do. You could just shred them, like just throw a bomb and hit half the yellow, let everything go, but it'll open the door for yellow to just make a better one in the top 4, and then you're kind of in the same situation, maybe even worse. It's not looking good right now.
And to your point, they're behind. Rule number 1 when you're behind, try not to hit things. Junk is your friend. At the same time, it's only the 4th end. Panic isn't necessary. So I don't know, I think this little jostle is your only choice, even though it's a bit of a risk. Joe's got his broom down. It's got to be close. Oh, there he goes. Just looking to get basically nose. Just rattle everything around. Got to hold the line. So that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yellow is actually... Well, you'd lose the back red, but that's beside the point. But those 2 yellows can be removed now with 1 really good shot.
No, I'm with you, Gord. That's looking really good now. The angles are much better. Both yellows move when that's contacted. The red's almost impossible to remove without exploding at all. Yeah, it's a good shot.
You do leave yellow sitting too, but I don't know. If I'm Perret and Rios, I'm not exactly sitting here counting my chickens. I'm sitting here going, "Ooh, this is a pretty easy give up 2 or 3."
The moment that red is contacted anywhere on the stone, both yellows are moving, if not flying, and the red's going to stay in the top 4. So you've made the run back. It's now a 1-shot run back instead of a 2-shot run back.
All right, so Team Switzerland has, by my accounts, selected throwing a guard in between to take the run back out of play. You also could have basically done the same thing and broke up that mess a little bit. Considering they're up 3, that's probably what I would have done. Second guard's okay. What do you think? Wait till it comes back into scene here.
Yeah.
So they're trying to put a guard in between all of that.
Yeah, just don't line them up too much. Make the double run as hard as possible.
My thought was
they did, but
would you have ever played the tap on the red, same, and push the yellow kind of into that back pocket?
I guess I would say no. Not that I'm saying that's the wrong shot, but it just feels like I'm advancing things for my opponent if I do that.
Yeah, I'm playing the up 3 in that scenario. I'm saying you're more welcome to still have one, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, for a force, maybe. I think you have a good opportunity to put the game away here. It's
fair.
Koana and Aoki, they've got 2 shots to kind of rearrange this before their last rock to score 1. And I think you dare them to make it. Go ahead, make 2 run backs, and we'll see if you can have a shot.
And that rattle tap isn't going away. You can always do it later in the end. So right now, they've got to clean up the front. The only way they're scoring multiples is if they clean up the front. So let's see here. We got...
It's pretty good.
1, 2... Oh! And gets the run back.
Leaves some junk up front, though. So that was the only way they could make that. They had no choice. But the way those all kind of blew off, not super ideal. And kicking the red that far out, that's a little unlucky, I would say. I thought she threw that pretty good, and the cookie did not crumble the way they thought it was going to.
Upside is the 4-foot's a whole lot less junky than it was. Downside, to your point, is they're going to have one lonely red at the back of the 8-foot here in a second. But there's guards, so, maybe you can get a skip's deuce, so to speak, out of this. Rios is just looking to get rid of that outside red one. Roll into the center lines, the call. It's strong for trying to stick or roll.
Yeah, it didn't leave something to come off of though, which is more important, I would say.
Did make backing. I don't think it's going to curl enough to get to the inside of that, but you could sure tap it back enough to be shot.
I think you could. Like that red guard's kind of halfway-ish. I bet you could get by and get inside.
Because if you inside froze that to be shot rock, that's not a bad place to be. With 2 rocks left, that leaves you several choices. Because they're going to have to defend that path, and then you'd have the out turn to come the other side to grab the other side of the button. All right. Well, like I said, this has been a game of wild and crazy. It's kind of the wild, wild west of curling going right now. We've seen brilliant freezes and excellent explosions, and now we're going for another freeze again. Having an awful long discussion about this, maybe because she's only thrown a handful of draws so far. All right, Terry looking to just weld this one onto that rock in the forefoot.
Just T-line back 4.
Got a long way to go. The weight must be close. That's a bit strong. Nice line call though.
Absolutely, they had to play it tight.
So they went with tap instead of freeze. Okay, fine. They did build a bit of a wall back there. They didn't push it far enough to let that other red become relevant.
Yeah, but you know what? 3 rocks ago, if you would have told me that Koana Aoki had, might even have a chance for 2, I mean, that's a really good trade.
I do not disagree. Just saying, if that rock had slid a rock farther, and they're sitting 1 and 3, that changes the pressure on Perret and Rios. Now they're kind of saying, you know what, they're only sitting 1, likely can only get 2. We can play a trickier shot. So they're looking to tap this one back.
I don't know about this. Is there anything wrong with just kind of nibbling the button on the outturn side? Not sure how they get 2 if you do that.
If you did outturn draw to nibble the button, as long as they can't tap you, like that same shot basically they threw. Because you got to be basically biting this T line to outcount the other one. So then you only
I don't even know if you need to count it though, Gord. Like just make it so there's no room to openly draw for 2.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Like even if you're just nibbling the button so that they have no shot for the second, give them 1. It's a good force shot.
Like even when you make this, they're still going to have a shot to score, and this is like way tougher.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. I would be perfectly happy with drawing top 4. This is certainly the harder way to get your rock into the top 4. So they're looking to just kind of push this yellow into the red and sit shot under guards. It's pretty darn close.
Oh, yeah. What a shot.
That is money, but they didn't actually end up shot. So this is now that force you were just talking about. Basically,
I think it's yellow, Gord.
Yeah, I think it's red. Anyways, hell of a shot.
Yeah, really nice throw.
Right, they're saying it's yellow.
Here, we'll get the tight, the zoom in shot here.
So I agree with you. The draw was certainly an easier way to get a rock there, but hey, that apparently got them shot.
Oh, it's really close. I think it's yellow.
Be a spin of the stick, to say the least. Now, if you assume yellow is shot, you have to play the harder shot, the longer red run back. If you think red is shot, technically you could just say, you know what, we're going to take one and be behind. It is only the fourth end. There's no harm in this, really.
Pocket.
If you assume yellow is shot, there's absolutely no harm in pushing that red one back, trying to get your team.
So this, he's going to throw an out-turn run back to give the runner an in-turn motion.
Yeah. Switch the turn so that it goes the other direction.
It's close.
Really close.
I think they left it just a
little
little too long.
They overdid it. They overdid it. Ah. Ah. Okay, well. Roll the dice and got craps. All right. One on the board. We're down 5-3 after 4 ends. We'll be back in a minute.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Welcome back, everybody. We have just had the shortest fourth end break in existence. They don't do that in most of these formats. You get 2 sips of water and a pat on the back, and you keep on going. So, fifth end. Perret and Rios have hammer with a 5-3 advantage. Both teams still have their power play. And as Rory and I were just discussing, this game has been wild swings left, right, and center. So who knows what's going to happen. But glad you could join us here on Curling Stadium, part of Curling Zone. Rory, do you even venture to guess which team feels like they have the advantage right now?
Well, yeah, I guess the scoreboard's showing 2 points up for Perret and Rios, and we definitely have seen Tori Koana throwing much more desperation shots. So I guess you got to give the advantage to Perret and Rios. But all 4 ends so far have been just wild and wacky. There's been so many crazy situations and shot calls that you just don't normally see more than a few of in a game. We've already had 5 or 6 ourselves.
No, for sure. And even here we've got kind of a quirky little unexpected mistake. Perret and Rios were looking to go into the 4-foot, and they just kind of clunked the side of what I would have called a terrible first shot by Koana and Aoki. I tend to call anything mostly buried under a center guard, but not in the 4-foot, the Bermuda Triangle. Those are generally really useless rocks. They are a second guard, but they still managed to run into it. So what do I know? Now, momentum swings a little bit again the other way. Terry has a chance to rearrange, push theirs down into a better spot. So looking to push their higher red down into the 4-foot. Getting real close to the guard and clip the guard.
They do tick it. Oh, worst case scenario.
We've gone from glory shooting to 3 basically oopses in a row. A short draw, a clunk draw, and a guard tick. All right. Well,
I guess we shouldn't say worst case scenario. Their center guard is intact. That's kind of their lifeline. So it's a pure miss, I guess we should say.
Fair enough. So if I have hammer and I'm up, I'm thinking that red one is the danger rock. I kind of like the yellow split, which kicks the red one out. I'm not against moving the yellow one through the port the other way and rolling off to the side somewhere. This looks like peel the guard and maybe get rid of the other red as well. To your point, that's the lifeline. Coming down with the fireball. What do we got? Ooh, just a skinny little peel. But guard gone.
Yeah, it's a 2-up whiff kind of call. Just advance the game forward. You have the advantage. Don't let anything crazy happen.
Now we've got a plethora of choices. They didn't like the guard. Do you put the guard back? Do you tap freeze and let them smash things in house? Where do you go with this?
It just depends how aggressive you want to get this end. I feel like replacing a center guard is not the wrong choice.
It's kind of where my brain's sitting. Certainly for a rock or two. Looking at it early, so it's got to be close. It's a tight guard of anything. Definitely a tap. Ooh, so close to a perfect tap freeze.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the higher risk shot, but sorry, what were you saying?
I think there's a fairly risk-free double. One red's going no matter what.
Well, and you get your rock in the control zone. Even if you lose the back yellow one, you're not going to be too sad about that.
Yeah, I don't think you have to throw a bomb here either. Like, control normalish, keep your rock in the 8-foot, and then it's just kind of like, can Koana and Aoki hide 2 red rocks? If not, they're giving up 2 or 3.
This doesn't scream control ice.
That's not a very control slide either.
And to that point, he seems to be a bit inside. Ooh, he's losing his yellow one.
Okay, not the worst.
Sitting 2-3. It's a very lonely red. You could very easy just... I don't like that call. I'm not sure I would double the 2 yellows. I guess if you're just trying to force one, but...
Yeah, Tori Koana's got hit brain big time. She's always seeing a hit to solve her problems. It's an interesting team. They're also the only Asham curlers of any of the Japanese players that I know of. They have their own identity, this Koana Aoki team. I know Tori used to skip her own 4-person team, and they did fairly well. But for the last few years, at least, this is the only time I've seen her in international competition. Wearing those Asham shoes and throwing bombs all game long.
Now, I'm not against hitting the lower yellow with a little bit of weight to tuck under a piece of the other yellow. But I'm thinking like hack. As long as you don't make that yellow one a obvious double or something like that. So you gotta either push it just a little bit or push it quite a bit. But to truly move both yellows, I'm not a fan of. Personally, I think a freeze right in between those 2 yellows is also a really good shot.
Yeah. Didn't even think of that.
If you froze it right in that imaginary top 12 pocket, what does yellow have? Just smash it. Well, this isn't going to move anything much, so we're going with the triple guard.
Okay. I don't think there's either yellow run back available anymore. I think that did the trick.
Which brings us to, well, just smash it.
Which one do you smash? There's the top red.
I'm wondering if you can clip the outside of the top yellow one. The thing I don't like about hitting the red one first is you might actually roll a little bit over and overlap your own yellow. And then Go can walk one around, stagger in the top 4, and you got a world of trouble.
You definitely don't want to get on the low side of this red. That's for sure.
If you hit it high side, you leave kind of a goof. Well, if you can get 3 out, if your shooter leaves and the red and the yellow leave, you're doing not bad, but they still just wrap one around.
I'd be tempted, Gord, to just kind of roll my shooter into the 8-foot, get second shot, and then that might be my 2-rock, depending on if they leave the double or they miss a guard.
Yep. Can you push that red through without either yellow moving much?
Ooh, maybe. Yeah.
Because then you could hit almost like a split. Hit a thick, I'll call it a 3/4 of the red. To your point, your shooter rolls to the outer 8-foot. You'd have 2 yellows to play with. So they'd have to do the exact same shot again. This is also kind of the first sort of comment that I said is you could actually hit the top yellow thin, and then everything just moves. I guess the question is, do you want the front clear, or do you just want that red one gone?
Yeah, all valid questions. I don't think you can get the red out clean. It's hitting that bottom yellow, I think, no matter what. Because it might if you get it thin, it's gonna come off that one that Martin's got his broom tapping. And I think it splits off yellows no matter what.
You might actually call that good though. Could you imagine you hit the red, you just clip the bottom yellow, and that yellow and your shooter both roll over to the outer 8-foot, and that red one kind of skitters through far enough that it doesn't matter.
Okay, I'm going to break all rules of cinematography here. Let's get a better look at this straight on. That overlap is so scary to me. So are they going to try to tap this straight forward, this yellow? Yeah. Don't love that.
Well, he's definitely not throwing cannonball weight, so he's just rearranging or going around. Technically, you could just go around it. We didn't even talk about the to heck with it, just be shot. He's sweeping it for curl. I think they're just trying to kiss that one down.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it was not high on my list. Do they just draw? Oh, there's your icy hit first. But do they just draw to try to tuck a corner under that lower yellow?
Absolutely. I think it's out turn draw to the 4-foot all day. I mean, you might leave a double, but you're down 2 without. I think you got to put that kind of pressure on, try to steal here.
Even if you went, you got to be higher than T-line, a piece under that yellow, and then pressure galore and a chance to steal 2.
I suppose you could guard the 2 yellows and steal that way.
leave them the draw to bite the button. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't like this plan. This is what I call a backwards guard. Draw behind the other one so that they can't remove it.
I just feel like this overlap in the top of the house is helping you if you're red. There's no need to rearrange it.
Here's your thought. Guard the yellow pair. It's probably the safest call. I do like the idea of drawing in to bite the button. It's the riskier.
Yeah, now that I look at it, though, Gord, it's the, that yellow. You don't want to set up a double. It's pretty easy as well. You just kind of hit the nose-ish of that top yellow, and it's made.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of picturing just biting a part of the forefoot to make that just spin out. But to your point, then the guard is the much easier steal of one. All right, last rock from the Japanese team here. Tori on the sweep. Make that go on the sweep. Not heavy. Looking for a guard in front of that yellow pair. Got to work it over a little bit. Plenty of curl on this sheet, so they're fine there. Got the line, got the guard. Took it away. It really does feel like steal one right now. I don't see much other than the outturn draw to try to get more button.
Yeah, I think it's a good mission accomplished.
Oof.
You could. Is there any risk in bashing it forward?
Well, right now they're looking at the red, yellow, red for 2.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's much risk. You're already giving up a steal.
You're not making it any worse.
Yeah.
And if you can't see the draw would be the easier one if you can see it. If you don't think it's there, then this is really the choice, and it's for 2. All right, so we're going for the triple raise takeout for 2. Because I can't see the top one sticking around for the third.
Yeah, it's kind of a why not thing for me. Why not? It's probably easier than trying to nibble the side of the button with one sweeper.
All right.
Ooh, not very much weight.
Oh, they just have an artful way of making us not know what they're doing. All right, We're going for the red, yellow tap to the can. It's a little thin. That's a steal of one on the board for red. 5-4 after 5. Be right back.
Hey, Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again? Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
All right, we are back. And number 6 in this wild and crazy epic affair between Team Japan and Team Switzerland. We've seen brilliance, we've seen crazy, and now we've got the super crazy awesome power play. That is the Dave Schmel request. There we go, the super crazy.
No, that wasn't nearly super crazy and awesome enough. We'll get it.
All right, 6th then power play. This is pretty textbook. They have a lead, but you still want to use your power play. You always feel bad if you get to the end of the game and you never even used it. So, Perret and Rios have elected to play the power play here in the 6th end. Now, what I find fascinating is it's only a 1-point game, but they are still technically behind, so the textbook answer would be a centerline guard there. However, that is an absolutely brilliant chop-off of that corner guard.
Gord, I got your very own power play graphic. You ready for it?
Oh, wait, there you go, the pretty textbook power play. Haha! We've got the textbook power play. I love it. Keep that graphic. Because you're going to have the pretty textbook follow-on power play in number 7.
We have the technology. This is all customizable.
So, red has brilliantly chopped off that side, but the corner guard's still there. So now they're just going to stack it back.
Yeah, we have not. We did not see the bump shot, which you see so often in a power play, and it worked out. Look at that, Red's shot under the wing. It's going to pretty effectively neutralize that scoring opportunity for them.
That's pretty much always the way that plays out. If you do make that small tap freezy thing for one, it's so hard to get the second one in there to be more shot. So we've got this side capped off.
So we see Koana Aoki, they're looking at throwing a low corner, which I'm pretty surprised by. I'm just not so sure what danger they see. Like, what do they have to protect from? That yellow onto red, it's jamming into the other yellow all day, and if they may make that run back, there's going to be something open to hit. I don't know. What do you think, Gord?
I think this is possibly a waste of a rock.
It seems like it, and the risk, this early in the end, the risk of this rock becoming a beneficial guard for your opponent's pretty high, I would say.
So, my stance is when you're playing against a power play, you aren't trying to score unless you have to. Like, you're not trying to steal unless you absolutely have to.
For sure.
You should be looking at this as force. You're sitting 1, so why group the rocks over there? In my book, I would either go down the middle or more preferentially way over to the other side, just split the house.
Yeah, absolutely. T-line, kind of 8-foot, biting 4-foot-ish. That's my instinct, but
this is very defensive call. I don't, because now they can actually just draw underneath all of it if they really want. Oh, there you go.
That just feels like another corner guard to me.
Yeah, yep. That's not what I would have done, because now they're gonna try to wrap this underneath all of it and make basically, what would that be, 4 guards. Yeah, I think if they'd have drawn the other side of the house and sat 2, it would have been a much scarier proposition for Perret and Rios. I'm with you. I look at that as, hey, thanks for another corner guard. Anyways, that's in the past. So we're looking to get shot rock at least partially buried under this collection of guards. Ideally above T-line, but objective number 1 is shot rock. Whee! Or clump. All right. They're going to hit that because you can't leave that there. It's not going to change much, unfortunately. They hit and roll. They're just going to have that same draw under. You can't really hit and roll the other way without risking hitting your own. There's a decent amount of clearance. It would be nice to roll kind of under the L of National. I don't love the roll underneath the corner guard. You don't have hammer. This is just making more guards. And they just showed you they want to draw underneath everything.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, the call is hit and roll corner freezed on the other yellow.
That's that hit brain of Tori Koana's.
Oh, I like hitting. I just don't like the direction they're trying to roll.
Yeah, if you take it to the open side, it's it's Perret and Rios that have to do the hard work and rolling it all the way back over to the corner. Like you said, the Perret and Rios just had a practice draw there. This is just going to give them another crack at the exact same draw. All right, they're thinking about it.
Like either that camera's a little bit frozen or they're having a very in-depth conversation.
I think it is frozen. Good call.
Oh, there they come. All right. Well, there they go. It's just across the nose. Blunk, squiggle. That's a 4 out of 4 in terms of they did exactly what they called.
Yeah.
So the scorer in me goes 4. The coach in me goes, and there we go.
What about just leaving that almost totally open, like just edge to edge, and then you can run it back if there is a draw around it. Now it's just an overlap situation you're never going to be able to chase.
Yeah, it's just now another guard. You're right. You could have just nosed it, and then if they did go under it, you could use it.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, we got the right person. All right. Here comes Martin with his second attempt at this draw. Generally, if you leave someone the same shot twice, they do it a little better the second time. Looking to hold the girl. He's around the front one and getting really close to the second one. A little light.
Yeah, that rock just kind of grinded on them. It seemed like that slowed down. He wasn't really expecting that sort of grind, so it ends up in almost the exact same spot as the other one.
Tori jumping to let's smack it. Now, it is high enough that if you catch it thin, you risk your red one. But on the assumption you nose it, you're in a good spot. Kind of to what we were saying on the last one, is it would be useful if ever anything was underneath of it, because you have the whole rock to play with. That was to me a real big missed opportunity by Perret and Rios. They could have even been back 8, and they at least would have had to chase you. All right, looking for a nose hit. Go on the sweep. Obviously thinks it's pretty close. A little on, a little off, a little on. Coming across nicely. Blunk.
There's that run back kind of angle you want. That looks a lot better for red now.
Now Martin has to go around it again. Really doesn't have any choice, but to your point, that's now the bailout rock for Aoki on his last one if they do get buried. So do you put this one deep to make the distance wider and risk them just drawing down to you?
It's pick your poison kind of thing. I think I'd prefer just a good depth.
All right, attempt number 3 on this outside in draw. Sorry, inside out draw. Get my direction straight, dum-dum. He's squeaking it by. That was a really nice draw. Piece of paper between them. It is over enough that it's almost hard to get all the way across. It's there. The potential that guard impedes Aoki.
Geez, I feel like a tap freeze is just more natural. I know that they're thinking hit and they've seen the spot a few times. There's nothing wrong with that call. It just makes it harder to score one even if they throw a nice little tap freeze.
Is there any chance that the red kisses the other red if they hit it thin and just spins down? It's pretty close. Anyways, looking for about 3/4 on the opposite side, so crossing over the face. Looking at board, this is good. This is more in what you're thinking. They are certainly very good at communicating. All right, here we go. In turn, cross face, board weight, tap.
You make it sound so easy, Gord.
Well, it's always easy to say it. It's got to be close. Got to walk a little bit. Got to walk a little bit. It's close. Nicely done. And gets the little flop under.
Yeah, nice throw, nice sweep. Go Aoki. Big shot.
That leaves red sitting 2. Nothing but draw the 4-foot. So despite what I would call a weird selection of calls down that side, Koana and Aoki have certainly come out on the advantage after that exchange. And now Perret and Rios are forced to just draw the can for 1. Jenny on the throw. Martin ready to sweep. You don't generally feel bad when you got the whole 4-foot to hit. But you sure would have loved a 2 when you were playing the pretty textbook power play.
Yeah, that did not go to textbook plan.
Well, in all fairness, they did miss pretty much all, well, 2 out of 3 attempts to draw under the corner guard.
Yeah. I guess the setup was textbook, but just execution was not there.
But finish it with the textbook draw to the pin. That's 1 on the board for Perret and Rios. They have a 6-4 advantage after 6, and we'll be right back.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting 10-fold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
All right, welcome back, curling fans, to end number 7 of this roller coaster exciting adventure here at the Aly Jenkins Memorial Bonspiel in Martensville, Saskatchewan. And as expected, we now see we are behind 7th end, fairly textbook, counter power play. All right. More to the point, they are down to power play is exactly what this was designed for. By the designers of this game, you are down to, you should be able to at least tie the game here and make the 8th end super exciting. Once again, we did not see the reverse split or the push or the bump on the first one. Instead, they played the chop shot. Their chop was not quite as good. So now we see the exact opposite. Red is hitting 2, and the counter is unfortunately lost in between them. Up 2 coming home, or up 2 without, I always coach the split. What would you have done?
Yeah, we almost had like a total reverse of the last end's power play.
I just love it when people chip that guard out of the way. But to each their own. I wonder if that may be more of a Canadian shot. I don't know. If you don't practice it, you don't throw it. But
we see it a lot. I'm actually I can't remember the last time I've seen 2 power plays in the same game where that shot was not even attempted.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Oh,
well.
frozen up. There we go.
Give it a wiggle. Give it a jiggle.
Yeah.
And Martin's being asked to stick with his ever so favorite inside-out draw.
Ooh, not a good rearrange.
Worse.
Yeah, not a good trade there.
So now they are definitely fourth. That yellow is just screaming hit and roll. To your point, Tori does love a good hit. Going to be hard to sit 3, but you don't need to. You could be sitting 2 with a pretty good cluster of stuff. Looking for get ready yellow, roll a tiny bit.
This end's really important for Koana and Aoki. They've kind of been behind it on a lot of ends so far. They almost got played out of the game a few times early on. So for them to capitalize here and tie this game or even take a bit of a lead, it's going to be a massive swing for them. I'm not saying it's not deserved, but definitely they have been the worst team so far today. So to fight their way back to this kind of situation, limit Perret and Rios the way they have in the second half of this game, this is the move right now. This is kind of the momentum swing that they've been working so hard to create. So got to capitalize here with a couple good ones in a row.
I like how you say that. The one thing that's so fascinating about mixed doubles is momentum swings are more often and more profound than in 4-man. And this is a brilliant little hit and flop. That is terrible angles for yellow.
The flop was crucial. If she noses that, she leaves a triple. So flopping that over, really, really good. I don't know how they're going to count that stone per se, but
you know what? To the point of you want to score 2 with your hammer, with the power play, that's fairly well cemented at the moment.
Yeah.
And anything that they try to do over here in this pile risks that yellow one. I'm not entirely sure what their ideal here is. Looking to move some reds one way or the other. Or not.
You know what? I saw that shot. I could not believe my eyes. I didn't think they were playing that. You would have had to catch it so perfectly. It would have doubled the reds, but I don't know. Maybe that first red sticks around in the rings. That felt like a last shot of the end kind of shot. I cannot believe they played it that early and are giving red just a free crack at this situation.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of silent takeouts in this game, but even real thin, you would have just pushed the red straight into the yellow.
You got to hit something. Horrible. You got to hit something there. You got to make contact with something. You got to miss that thick for sure. And you can see the body English, as you were saying, the body language. They know that they've just opened the door for Koana and Aoki to get right back in this game.
All right. Now you're sitting here thinking, how do we not give up 3? Yeah. Park everything that's happened. Koana and Aoki are, where's the 3? Perret and Rios are thinking, how don't we give up 3? You have to just say you've earned 2. So there's this one, they're looking to go to the back of the house. Last I saw them tap. Tori's in to help. Obviously, Debbie's in to help. That's a valiant effort.
Not the easiest. I mean, that straight jam takes away at least one red counter. That's a pretty good shot, I'd say.
Yeah.
Another foot would have been excellent, but
absolutely. A foot more weight, almost fully buried, would have been brilliant. This, I think, limits them to 2. I just don't know how you get it so you don't stick it on that back yellow, but hey.
Go's kind of in the way right now. I think if you get it as thick as possible, Gord, I think it'll chunk off and roll to the back 12. But it's you really got to paper your red for that to happen.
All right, well, that's clearly the shot. Call it I would assume they're going to do it with about board weight because they need their shooter to stick, most importantly. That's a interesting call as well. They're looking at the red, yellow for 2. The risk being the second red kicking over into what's currently third shot red. That seems unnecessarily difficult when you have effectively a wide open hit. Well, not wide open hit, but a obvious just hit. Hit what you can see and you're scoring 2, possibly 3. They're carrying on the conversation just at the other ends of the sheet now.
All right, shot of the game right here.
This could be for all the marbles.
Just decides whether they have a decent chance in the 8th end or whether they're going to be playing uphill.
Anywhere from -1 to +3, depending on how the rocks roll. Nice, simple, not overthrow. Up early. Got to make sure you're past the front one.
Looks close.
It's really close. Yoy! And there's that hit it thick and you get 3. You call it, Rory.
I think they chipped their own red ever so slightly off the top.
Put 3 on the board for Koana and Aoki. They now suddenly have a 7-6 lead going into 8. We'll be right back.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again? Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of...
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have all been privy to a very exciting game. We've seen big scores, little scores, a mediocre power play, a great power play, and stuff you just didn't expect. So here we are in the 8th end. Koana and Aoki do have the 1-point lead, but don't have hammer. So stay tuned, everybody. Anything can happen.
Yeah, they really fought their way back into a kind of 50-50 game. Perret and Rios really had control of this one over the first 4 or 5 ends, and then kind of took their foot off the gas, stopped making draws really well, and let Koana and Aoki build themselves back. And now they've got a 1-point lead, and it's Perret and Rios that have the pressure on.
It's fascinating you should say that. It's almost the inside-out draws that were the haunt for Perret and Rios. They had about 5 or 6 of them they needed to make, and they made 1.5.
Yeah.
But that's all in the past, as they say. They have hammer. They have position. This is a nice little There's a nice angle. This is textbook mixed doubles. I haven't seen a lot of the 4-foot jostling this game. So now red's going to come in and try to make an angle back the other way to protect that one at the back of the 4. We haven't even really had a chance to look at the other sheets. This has been such a exciting roller coaster.
Yeah. Quarterfinal action out on Martensville. A lot of good games, I'm sure. I'm interested in the Dirksen game. That's a junior curler out of Martensville. Sorry, he's not junior anymore. They play men's as well, but kind of a surprise quarterfinalist.
So I certainly encourage everybody to take a peek at Curl Zone, maybe even watch a broadcast or a stream of anything else going on. If they've been as exciting as this game, we got 7-6, 7-7, 3-3. Great matches all across the rink. All right, so we're looking for creating the corner freeze back the other direction. Getting a little high on it. Bit of an over curl. Not terrible. Exposed a bit of their own red. So they can freeze the back red. They could technically pick out the back red, possibly lose their yellow, but that's not the critical rock right now.
I don't think this train of rocks down the center line is beneficial for Rios right now. I think you have to move them all. Looks like they're going to try to just pick the red, eh? Well, I mean, they make it.
They did tap that a couple times. I like the fact that it gets rid of shot rock, but that's all it does for you. You can't keep your shooter. Even if you did keep that back yellow, then they're just going to freeze to it better. This is not a big piece.
Bam.
Okay. Scooched that back. That was actually a really happy consequence. That could
Totally,
be
nothing to
a
draw to
game-winning rock back there.
Yeah, and Koana Aoki have got nothing to draw to now.
That was certainly not an intended consequence, but a happy outcome, just moving it back 2 feet. So now Koana and Aoki have to figure out how to create some opportunity. Is there enough room to tap that red-yellow pair? You can't see enough of the yellow to really play on it. Drawing behind it wouldn't be a particularly great choice. So it kind of feels like you have to rattle those around a bit. What do you think, Rory?
Yeah, you got to keep attacking the middle. I feel like you can curl enough to tap your own red right now and just set up another red train kind of thing. I don't think there's any happiness on the button area right now.
Or throw some weight at something.
Yeah, I don't know. Getting rid of your own center guard without hammer.
Straight back. Bang. Bang. Bang.
So
I'm not going to call that a great outcome.
So you're playing for an extra end with that call, is what it seems like. Unless she planted it, which I'm sure was the call. You're playing for an extra here. You're hoping that you have a chance to take away any shot for 2. Open things up.
You can give up 2 with this still.
Oh, I know. For sure you can. Yep.
Like, if I have hammer and I have a rock at the back house and one up over in the edge and
for sure
one reasonably high center guard, I'm thinking I can win this.
Totally. Koana and Aoki are going to have 2 shots at a double. As long as you keep your rocks in the 8-foot, I mean, you're going to win the game that way.
Once again, somewhat at a loss for the fact that they played the run back there. But hey, They almost made it. Where is this gonna? Ooh,
A little casual on that one.
that was a bit of a dainty roll.
They're not even looking at the double. Makes her previous shot all the more confusing to me, but
I don't disagree. Maybe they're just saying nothing matters but the 4-foot. You got a center guard. But that yellow one's now possibly a slash savior. So they were originally tapping frozen to the one at the back. I suppose if it's a perfect freeze, they have to hit it. The shooter will roll out. Then you can hit the front one, and now the force is definitely on. I suppose that could be the sequence they're picturing. That said, you freeze this, they may just freeze back. Not a lot of sweep on this one. It's not light. We saw last time that Tori was a bit strong on her draw. It's looking close. All right. Wasn't sweeping because she didn't need it. She did it on her own. Choices. That's my brain. My brain says to heck with all the rest of them. You could freeze the back. She would freeze back, and then you'd probably have some shot for 2. You draw top 4, because there's very little that they're going to be able to do to defend that.
yeah, the guard's high enough that you can manipulate that back scenario kind of no matter which way. You can come out turn, you can come in turn. I don't know if you can push the red far enough where you're going to count 2, like with the one on the top of the rings. I think I'm with you, Gord. Just make this positioning really good. Unlock that red and yellow, and then you might have some kind of angle on your next one to get rid of 2 reds.
They briefly looked at the long double. It is there. Yeah, I'm kind of in the mindset of play at those back 2 and maximize your chance for scoring 2. Again, I wouldn't be against just straight draw top 4. That would be hard to defend, but that kind of puts you more in the camp of being forced. All right, so we're looking for out turn jiggle shot. Ideally, you get the red at least into the 12-foot. Key, be shot. Martin watching the rock down. Looks like a nice clean throw. He's walking across. Nice shot.
Yep. Pretty good. Making the reverse freeze is always more challenging because it's that middle rock is the one that stays put. The front and the back ones are usually the easier ones to get rid of. So this is a tough one.
Well, and that yellow up in the top 8 is always going to be an outshot. Like that might be how you score your 2, no matter how well this freeze is thrown.
Yeah. Could be bashed.
Yeah, advantage yellow. But that said, no choice but to freeze and cross your fingers.
Yeah, could leave this like sort of just nibbling top 4 shot rock up there as well. But they'll sweep to get this to the back.
They must like it.
Close.
A little bit of on and off, a little on and off. Hold the line.
That is not bad. They showed them the right side of it, that's for sure.
Correct. 3/4 buried. Shot rock. This was always there. and the angles change so that that middle yellow one doesn't actually go anywhere. So the key is to plant this into the red.
Yeah. Even if you lose the yellow, like even if they all kind of roll off, you'll count the one in the back 12. I mean, you'd have to throw a lot of weight for that, but it's tough to see yellow getting one here. If you make the shot, you're probably getting two. It's either going to be one red or two yellows, what it seems like.
I'll completely agree with you on that one. It's kind of a all or nothing. You either hit the red one and probably win the game, or you don't hit the red one and you lose the game. Now, this is one of those ones where you had no alternatives, so you just kind of pot commit to it, and sometimes that actually makes it a little easier.
Well, this has been a super fun game to watch. It's fitting that the ending would be an exciting run back for two.
All right, Jenny with the slash double for the win. Got to be close. Oh, Martin's trying to make it curl. Get it over. There you go. Two reds leave. Yellow scores 3. Put that in the win column. That's a 9-7 final for Perret and Rios over Koana and Aoki in a wild and exciting match. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Rory, for joining me. And we certainly hope you come back in an hour or so to watch the semifinal action here on Curl Zone out of the Martensville, Saskatchewan Aly Jenkins Memorial Bonspiel. Thank you all and have a great day.